Joining me now is Niels Wisniewski. He covers the Senate for the newspaper, The Roll Call. Do you have any insight? Does your reporting tell you anything about what's in here and what they're so concerned about specifically?
Well, I think that your reporter in the previous segment pretty much hit the nail on the head on the particular concern that sort of held this up for so many months. This issue with the pseudonyms and the possibility that officers or CIA agents would be identified and their cover might be blown through sort of deductive reasoning that someone who was close enough to this information could figure it out. But I think that largely what we're really looking for in the days ahead after this report apparently is coming out tomorrow is what exactly is going to be the response throughout the world, really, and that's what they're concerned about at the White House, and that's what prompted that apparently prompted that call from Secretary of State Kerry to Chairwoman Feinstein last week.
Of course, the bottom line of all of this is there are international laws about torture. There are treaties to which we're signatories. We've promised in writing and otherwise never to torture, and we tortured, right? I mean, that's the bottom line here. Is any of this political cover for any of those who signed off on these things, or is it the bigger picture that you've already mentioned exclusively?
Well, I think it's largely the bigger picture. There is certainly some people who maybe have political damage or fallout as a result of this. But the other thing is that the relationship between the CIA and the Intelligence Committee was itself damaged as part of this investigation by the committee, because there were these allegations, which apparently were corroborated, that the CIA actually was sort of snooping on the committee and trying to see what it was doing along the way as it was conducting its investigation. And it's really important sort of to the whole apparatus that the intelligence committees and the intelligence agencies are able to trust each other.
That erosion of trust is a problem to this day and going forward, is it not?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see how everything looks going into the new Congress, when we're going to see Richard Burr, a Republican from North Carolina, who's going to become the intelligence chairman on the Senate side. And we'll see if the relationship there changes at all. But certainly Senator Feinstein will still be around as the vice chair, the top Democrat on that committee. And it will be interesting to see just how much what happened as a result of this report and the investigation that led to this report affects the interaction really between the Capitol Hill folks and the folks at the CIA and elsewhere in the administration.
Is it torture listed as a war crime?
Torture is considered a war crime, but as you know, some things we're signatories to, some things we aren't signatories to, and what exactly constitutes torture and what exactly is defined as what we actually did in this report, I do not know, because I
Jana was a 19-year-old high school senior with dreams of becoming a doctor when ISIS first came to her village.
They came to the village and said, "You have to convert to Islam or we will kill you."
Jana, not her real name, is from the village of Kocho, a community of ethnic Kurds from the Yazidi religious minority, which was surrounded and occupied by ISIS early last August. Soon after, Jana says ISIS ordered the entire village to go to the school, where they stole all the people's jewelry, money, and cell phones, and then separated the men from the women. According to a United Nations report, ISIS then gathered all males older than 10 years of age, took them outside the village by pickup trucks, and shot them. A different fate lay in store for the women.
They separated the girls and the women who had children and the old women. They took us girls to Mosul, to a big 3-story house.
Jana says there were hundreds of girls in the house, and they got visits.
Systematically raped, not only by one person, but by different men at the same time.
Dr. Nazan Bagikhani is an advisor to the Kurdistan regional government and an expert on gender violence. She says ISIS kidnapped more than 2,500 Yazidi women last August after mounting an offensive that triggered a mass exodus of hundreds of thousands of Yazidis and other Iraqi minorities. Since then, she says the captive women have been bought and sold across Iraq and Syria like cattle.
They had two main aims. First, to recruit youngsters by giving them these young girls and women. And secondly, to humiliate and expose these women into slavery and systematic rape.
That fits an account we heard from an ISIS fighter held in a Kurdish prison in Syria.
When someone joins ISIS, they give him a girl, marry him off, and maybe $2,000.
Since August, Kurdish authorities succeeded in rescuing only a fraction of the thousands of kidnapped Yazidi women.
So far, we managed to rescue about 100 women.
Bagikhani says all of those rescued say they were raped.
If you could say something to the man who took you to his house, what would you want to tell this guy?
I don't want to tell him anything. I just want to kill him.
Ivan Watson, CNN, Erbil, Iraqi Kurdistan.
Protesters gathered outside the Houses of Parliament today and Dozens of protesters gathered outside the Houses of Parliament today and participated in a mass face-sitting demonstration to express their dismay at new laws for British pornography. Spanking, fisting, face-sitting and female ejaculation are just some of the things that are now banned under the fresh regulations. IB Times UK spoke to some of the protesters to find out why they had assembled.
I'm here today because it's fighting female repression. We've fought for our rights over the years and now the government is deciding to take it away from us again. They're deciding what we...
These regulations do two things. First and foremost, they clamp down on the non-normative. They clamp down on... I just... icked out by female sexuality.
I think that these regulations are absolutely ludicrous. The problem is that those guidelines are incredibly out of date, and rather than applying them to the internet, which is a whole new medium with a whole new set of norms, these need to be either brought up to date completely
or I don't think that it's very workable to try and censor the internet. I mean, some of these guidelines, like the one against fisting, for example, which is a very important sexual act for the LGBT community. It's non-phallic, it's very empowering, and it's a mainstay of sort of feminist and queer porn. This is being deemed kind of unacceptable, but that's only illegal because it's in the Obscene Publications Act, 1959, a date at which kind of homosexuality was still illegal to do. So the idea that these kind of 55-year-old laws should be being used to control what can be published on the internet is just completely nonsensical.
Feminism has come a long way, not just about the sexual expression, and sex is a very important part of the culture. So I feel by oppressing it, by putting all these rules which are mainly misogynistic laws, like no facing, no female ejaculation. I think it's horribly oppressive, and I think it's going to, affect a lot of people, not just women.
It is actually in the UK law that you can be spanked or flagellated, I think the term is, for religious purposes. What you cannot do is be spanked for sexual purposes. That is ridiculous.
Like anything that's already illegal in real life should be illegal in porn. So, yeah, rape, porn, incest, bestiality, minors, obviously. But then beyond that, people are all different. We all enjoy different things in the bedroom. Who's the government to tell us whether that's right or wrong?
We're all here for the same reason in regards to personal liberties and censorship. But let's make some fun. Let's have a bit of fun. Politics doesn't have to always be so serious. And I think the more fun you have, the more people want to do it, and the more action gets done.
Hey guys, I'm Callie Lewis.
And I'm John P. And on today's show, anything could happen.
New Tech has a new gadget to show off. Before we get into it, now New Tech gives great support for all of their products. Assist from Citrix. It's live, it's remote, you can do it from anywhere, anytime, and it's just easy. So how can you go wrong? And if you sign up today, before October 10th, you can get another Citrix tool for free for 6 months. So go to assist.com now. And now I'm going to hop over here and learn all about this New Tech thing.
Hey guys, welcome to an episode. This is feeling a lot like the live show, it's really a daily show.
Well, welcome anyway.
And welcome to Philip Nelson.
Thank you, Callie and John.
The magnificent namesake of Ye Old Nelsonville control room.
Exactly.
Ye Old, I like that.
Ye
Very,
Old.
very regal.
Yes.
Wow.
It's almost British, except for the way I say it. But you're here today with you're full of all kinds of mystery and surprises.
Usually I tell you exactly what I'm going to show you. But
you guys are
secret.
typically very open and honest with us, and we get this mysterious email a few weeks ago. Hey, we want to show off something new, but we won't tell you what it is.
Yeah. And despite all of our attempts to find out, we're like, so, are there any, talking points? Is there anything we need to hear? Nope.
And,
it's all good.
And just before this show, you guys were in here scheming and setting up. You would not even let us take a look at it. So
that's right. That's true.
I'm chomping at the bit right now to find out what you have.
They had Dave Curley and Ken Tran in here just doing, we literally don't know what, because they went in here, shut the door, and would not let us in
It's
here.
a little hard to intro a show when you don't know what's going on.
So what do you have, Philip?
Well, I'm not going to tell you quite yet. I'm kidding. So, you guys, this is nothing new to you, but, we live in a world that communicates through video.
Yes.
Picture's worth 1,000 words. Well, how many words is video worth? And we live in a time when every kid is an expert in television, every business. The bigger businesses are already communicating through video, and the ones that aren't know they need to.
Yeah.
That's
true. So, we made the TriCaster, which is now the most dominant portable live production system on the planet.
And we have about 4 of them.
Yes, you do. And you make this look great every time you turn it on. You make
I
this look
wouldn't
good.
say that, but okay.
I'll say Callie makes it look good.
Exactly.
Sorry,
Okay, yeah.
But anyway, and so, everybody speaks the language of video, and they know they need to if they don't. And so, we wanted to make a TriCaster for all of those people that didn't have access to our Pro line.
A TriCaster for everyone?
TriCaster for everyone.
So you get a TriCaster, you get a TriCaster, you get a TriCaster. Is that what we're doing? We're giving away
TriCasters are...
No comment.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm so fired now, it's scary.
Okay, 2 things about that. Number 1, TriCasters are a little expensive for just everyone.
They are.
And number 2, they can be a little, they won't even let me touch the TriCaster back there because it's got a lot of buttons and knobs on it.
And also it's in a rack.
And it's in a rack.
A mini on it.
That's the truth.
And he dropped my
just
phone.
throws her phone.
Good thing for that old stadium case.
So now, the one thing I do want to say is, through the magic of television, there's one little cheat I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Because we want you guys to be able to see the screen of the TriCaster. I have some cables taped.
Oh, okay.
But other than that, this is a raw setup from start to finish under 5 minutes.
You really think you can do this in 5 minutes?
Is that what my phone is for?
You're
To
going to be my
time
timer
you?
because you're going to show the people that it actually, if I'm racing against the clock.
I have a stopwatch right here.
On your awesome.
On my little
right.
Galaxy Fit. So you really want us to do this?
You know what? Let's try
5 minutes.
Okay.
All right, you tell me when to start.
All right.
Hang on, my screen went to sleep. You ready?
3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so like I said, not only am I going to set up the TriCaster, but I'm also setting up the entire studio, and this is
Oh my
TriCaster
God,
Oh,
that is
wow.
awesome looking.
I like your reaction. So let's see.
It's got a
That
screen
is
on
tiny.
it. It's got HDMI outputs and inputs. It's got 4 HDMI video ins, 2 HDMI video outs. It's got audio in, a microphone, and left and right. So I guess, and headphones left and right. I guess you could actually put a little mixer into it if you wanted to.
You're plugging in what, a monitor?
This is actually just a portable battery operated monitor. So let's go ahead and
but the monitor doesn't come with it.
No.
So you just added a little like USB kind of. Is that a USB?
Wait, that's a GoPro.
Is that a USB monitor? Or
that
is
is
the
an
monitor
HDMI monitor.
literally? The monitor is an HDMI monitor. It literally has a battery. I've
Yes.
never even seen that. So that's a little.
How
That's
much
something
is
we have to
that
look
thing?
into.
It's available. We got it from like B&H for a couple $100 bucks. So
We'll have to look into that. Callie's gonna.
3
want one.
minutes, 55 seconds.
All right.
Left.
Yes, there we go. That's one.
Yes, we're
Yeah,
a minute
good
and 10 seconds
clarification.
in. Okay, so we've got a GoPro Hero 3. We've got a little Manfrotto tripod. Okay, we got a little.
This
Pacer.
laptop is just for something extra.
Just to like feed in stuff to it or whatever.
Yep. All right, so now the TriCaster is pretty much set up. So now it's time to set up the studio. So the first thing we need in our studio, because we're setting up a full television studio here in just a few minutes.
Okay.
We got to set up a green screen. So let's do that first.
Oh.
You're gonna set up
I told you, we're not just setting up the TriCaster in 5 minutes. I'm setting up the entire studio for you guys. So there we go.
That would be ridiculous if this actually works.
There he's pulling out the green screen.
He's got some hooks there. That's a pretty cool
Okay.
little green
That
screen.
is.
Oh wow!
Oh, look at that.
I've never seen that actually.
Now how
Who
much
is
would
that?
He's got a lot. Yeah, he's got a lot of little tricks up his sleeve here.
Where'd you get that?
Okay.
All these things are just easily available. I mean, this $150 or something like that. It's nothing groundbreaking. But what's
You got 2
groundbreaking?
minutes, 38 seconds left.
No.
All right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, you're 2 minutes and 25 seconds into it.
No. Yeah. Whoops.
We have a discrepancy on the clock.
You're confusing me, John.
You're halfway there. You're halfway to the finish line. Okay, so we've got another camera going up over there on the tripod.
Now I'm setting up lights.
Now, okay,
And he's not even hurrying. Look
That's
at
the
this.
thing, I
Like,
mean-
he's just taking his good old time.
Yeah.
It's my Texas ways.
Right. I like just sitting back and watching somebody else do all the
Yeah,
work.
seriously. Usually we're having to do all the work.
Okay, we're
All right.
3 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're actually
Usually
three
the
minutes
team
in.
is having to do all the
We're
work.
3 minutes in.
Actually, that means I'm going to finish early.
Wow.
Really?
I think
you're
so.
seeming awfully confident there.
I mean, the thing is you don't want to be stressed.
No,
No, you don't want to be stressed.
Here goes a light.
Okay, he's got some little
Lights.
LED light panels there.
Okay.
And you know what? I have one more thing to do, and I'm done. And that's tighten up this.
You have to boot
You have
up
to
the
boot it
machine
up and
and
everything.
It's already doing it.
stuff.
It's already there.
Oh.
It's booting up while I sit here and chat with you guys.
Where's the power to the machine?
It's on the back.
It's on the back over there.
Oh, okay,
All right,
you
guys,
got it
guess
plugged
what?
in and everything.
We are officially set up. Time. How much did we do?
That was 3 minutes and
1:15
43
left.
seconds
Wow.
and 6/10.
Not bad, huh? I mean, how many shows have you done where it takes you more than 5 minutes to set up?
Every single one. Thousands.
Okay, you really.
Oh, you know what? If I want to take the time penalty, I can turn on the cameras. Okay.
Oh, that's
Okay.
true.
I'll take a 30-second time penalty
We'll
for
say-
pushing 2 buttons.
We'll say that it took you 4 minutes then.
Okay, 4 minutes. That's not bad though.
No, that's
All
pretty
right.
impressive. Now that's good to be able to set it up as one thing, but can I work it?
Yes. So
Because that's the other thing.
So here's the thing about TriCaster. TriCaster. We talk about making television easy, but what does it mean to make something look like television? What are the different pieces that are required to make something look like television?
And that definition changes as we
does.
move along, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Like for example, if you watch our live show, you'd be like, anybody can do this. This looks like crap. But other than that, yeah.
Well, there's 4 things that we feel are like the important key pieces to make it look like TV, and the first one is multi-camera.
Okay,
Instead of like
being able to
one-room
cut back and
video
forth,
with
yeah.
a gray wall behind you.
Right.
If you're a business and you're trying to communicate something, I can shoot a video of you standing in front of a gray wall. And what is the value that video has to someone looking at it? Do they respect your message? Does it add to the story, or does it detract from the story? And so with multi-camera, if I have a wide shot and a close-up, we can actually make our video look a little more interesting. So in the TriCaster, switching video cameras
Look at this monitor.
I can't see it. You've got a monitor built into
This
TriCaster
monitor can be multiple things, and y'all are pulling me out of my demo, but that's
I know,
fine.
sorry.
Feel free, hammer me with questions. But we can actually assign what this screen displays. So
you've got that screen showing the output.
Yeah, that's the output.
Whatever we're gonna feed to someone or be recording for later.
Look at this. I can make it a clock.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
I can make it a countdown clock. I can make it a waveform monitor vectorscope. So we have a lot of cool tools in here. But the first thing that we feel is important to make it look like TV is multiple cameras, and it's as simple as saying I've got 2 cameras hooked up to this TriCaster. I've got the GoPro here, starring John P. and Callie Lewis. All right, and then I have another camera here. Scott, I'm going to recruit Scott in to be my lovely spokesmodel.
Yes.
Nice.
Scott, if you
Come
would
on in, Scott.
just stand in here so we have something on screen other than green screen.
I got it. Nice. Nice.
But you charge more than $10,000, right? I don't get. What is the quote? I don't get out of bed for
less than $10,000.
All right, so there's Scott. So now you can see that we have 2 cameras, and using the TriCaster is so simple. I just pick camera 1 is live, camera 2 is up next,
Okay.
and if I just hit the enter key, it cuts back and forth.
Nice.
Now, I want to warn you, we've got Scott double lit. Since I've set this up, y'all have the studio lit.
Yeah,
and I also have lighting on.
so he's a little
this
bright.
is Scott playing the part of Casper.
Right.
But it's as simple as hitting the enter key to cut from camera to camera.
Right. Why did you make him stand in front of the green screen?
Well, just because I want him there.
Okay.
But you can also key out.
Take out the green screen?
I
or
will in a
something?
minute.
Oh, okay.
I'm building, man. I'm building. Come on, man. Let me build here. So we can cut our cameras back and forth very easily with the. I love the karate move, Scott.
Yeah, it's pretty
Nice.
But we don't just have to do. We just don't have to do cuts. We can actually do. By hitting the space bar instead of the enter key, we can crossfade.
Oh,
Nice.
transitions.
Ooh. Okay, but as you know, the TriCaster has built-in high-end transitions, so we can not only do crossfades, but we can do 3D effects. And if it's a business, they want to add in their corporate branding into their transitions, you can do that as well. So there you see the shameless plug of the new tech transition. So that's the first thing.
That's a good transition.
Okay, or multi-camera with transitions. That's the first piece to make it look like TV.
Second?
The second is graphics. You want to introduce your CEO, lower thirds. So it's as simple as here's John and Callie on camera. And so if I hit the A key, all that does is fade in our lower third.
Oh, nice.
And notice I gave myself the title of expert. Experts, so.
Right. Right.
All right, so now we can bring in and out our lower thirds. Very simple. And you know what? I do have it reversed, but so what?
That's all right. He can be Callie for a day.
Yeah, Callie, he's always wanted to be Callie.
Today
is that day.
He likes to pretend. Do the Callie voice.
Oh, no.
Hi, I'm Callie Lewis.
We have derailed completely. I'm very scared right now. So, but we can also bring in, it doesn't have to be a crossfade. You can actually use transitions to bring in our lower thirds.
Oh.
And I'm only hitting like 3 little buttons on the keyboard. That's what's cool. The A key is bringing in the graphic in whatever transition I select. So the first two are multi-camera. The first is multi-camera, second is graphics, the third is video roll-ins. As you well know, it's great to stand on camera and talk about stuff, but it's nice to have supporting video.
Yeah, exactly.
Show a YouTube video or something.
Exactly.
You're talking about it, show it.
So,
video after all.
Today, Callie and John's show is going to be talking about tablets.
Okay. Let's talk about tablets.
But what's cool is we're bringing the show together. So Scott is the guy that's going to intro them. He says, "Hi, this is Callie and John." So we have Callie and John on camera. We bring in their lower third. Now I want to bring in a video clip that's already been pre-edited.
Okay.
And so let's say Callie and John are now going to talk about.
We're talking about tablets. These things are great. You can use them on the go.
They're square.
You can see how easy they are to use and work with.
They have screens.
But what's cool is in the TriCaster, it has a virtual tape operator. I'm not going to touch anything, and you're going to see at the end of this clip, it automatically comes back to you,
nice.
John.
Oh, wow.
And it queues up the next tablet, the next video.
Oh, wow.
Which is going to be about statistics.
So you can basically
Hey, the big
reset
TriCaster
your
doesn't do that,
show.
does it? Oh, it does?
Yeah, it does.
They don't.
We don't know what the
Let me touch
TriCaster
the big TriCaster.
Here's what's cool about this TriCaster Mini. I said we're bringing this to just about anyone. We're bringing the power of the full Pro line of TriCaster, but now making it portable and affordable and easier to.
What's missing? Like what are you taking out to accomplish this?
SDI inputs.
This is
Okay.
the HDMI inputs on the cameras.
Of course.
It doesn't have removable hard drives. So there's
Right.
there's 4 inputs instead of 8, or there's less audio channels. But the idea
functionality is all there.
The power is under the hood.
What is this thing on the top for?
This.
I have to ask.
You know what? That's a great
I know I
question,
derailed
John
you.
B. No, you didn't derail me. Show the handle.
Not doing
So
my
this
job.
is a handle for one.
it's a
but
handle.
One of the problems that are sometimes it's the simplest things are such brilliant inventions, but the problem with HDMI cables is they're not a locking professional cable.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so if somebody trips over a cable, oops, we just
gonna-
lost a cable.
Oh,
Yeah.
shizzle.
Okay, that's not good. So I can actually take this off, and this becomes a cable lock.
Oh, so
look at
sweet.
that.
Okay.
So now when John trips over the cable, it's going to hold it in. And
That's
so
cool.
it's the little things in life, isn't it?
It is indeed.
That's a brilliant move.
It really is. And
And
also,
are the left and right jacks here? Is that honestly that's for?
so you
So
have
I could take a mixer and I could plug in left and
Yep.
right, and I could have 4 microphones on connected to my mixer.
you have one mic in, so
Yeah.
it's a mic level in, and then you have a stereo line level in, so you could have your left and right line level.
And I can go out too.
Yes.
So why would I go out to like a AV system in a room?
Let's
like
say,
a PA?
because we think of live streaming, and I'm kind of bouncing around here.
Yeah, sorry.
But that's good. It doesn't just output to the webcast. You can output live to LCDs,
Yep.
projectors. So if you're in a conference room doing training, you can have
You can run it all through your
You totally
TriCaster.
could. You could have a guy or a presenter with PowerPoint. You could be streaming it live to the web. You could be sending it out to projectors and screens in the room, and also recording it to the hard drive, so that employees that weren't there for that session can now watch it later.
That's crazy.
So it's pretty cool. So we've talked about 3 things. I got to roll in one more video clip just for fun because I want to hear you make up some statistics. So John and Callie have talked about tablets, and let's talk about how tablets have been adopted. And you have 5 seconds on this clip. Go.
You know, tablets have grown over the last 4 years.
By 47%.
Wow, that's a great 47%.
I was getting there. 5 seconds is not very long.
But you know what's cool is it's actually now you can talk about how they're adopted all around the world, and I'm only hitting one button.
Everybody in the world is using
This
them.
is the spread of the
100%
Ebola
of people.
virus, which has recently made its way to Antarctica, believe it or not. That's I was feeling fine. I don't know why people are,
So how about those
Cowboys.
So anyway, so you know, but what's cool is on the video playback, all I'm doing is hitting the space bar, one button, and it's cycling through my playlist so that you know you could do it on your own if you wanted to.
So you could prep it all. Like if I knew that I was going to do these 5 stories and I had 5 assets to support them, I line them up ahead of time. Then as I'm going through my points, I hit the space bar.
That's it.
And you're saying when I hit the space bar, it pulls it right in. It transitions right in for that amount of time.
Here, John, why don't you hit the space bar?
Look, Dave.
I
hit the space bar. I get to hit the space bar.
So hit the space bar and roll that beautiful iPhone footage.
Bar. Wow.
And look, now it's going to count it down. It's 7 seconds, 6, 5,
and I'll be
4.
talking about
you don't even have to touch it again.
iPhones bend magnificently well.
And that's it.
And we're done.
It's back. So it's that simple.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, so
very cool.
so we've talked about the three of the key things.
You
One
just started
is
recording.
multiple camera.
Oh.
You know, 2 is graphics, 3 is video roll-ins, and the 4th is special effects. Because once again, we're all TV experts. Even my kids are TV experts, even though they don't know the white balance and multicam. They don't know all those terms. But when they watch a show, they can tell the difference, and anyone can. So special effects are something to really up your production value, make it look more like TV in a very easy way.
Is Scott about to do something fun?
He's getting ready to. I can't tell you. He's going to do cartwheels.
Nice.
So, but before I do that, one thing that's important when you're doing business presentations or even web television is sometimes you need to bring in something from a laptop. So we just have a
PowerPoint or something.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a PowerPoint? You're big fans?
Yeah, not really.
You probably fall asleep.
My answer's not politically correct.
Yeah. So, but what's cool is
especially when we're doing one.
Exactly.
Those are
so
bad.
I just have a laptop, and we have this technology called IVGA. And so in the TV studios, they use this device called a scan converter, which takes your computer screen, turns it into something video can use. Well, we do that through Ethernet. So all I have is just a cable plugged into my TriCaster that's an Ethernet cable, crossover cable.
Okay.
And you'll notice that whatever's on this screen is now available as a, I think I may have just unplugged my Ethernet cable.
Like as a camera input.
Yeah. I shouldn't have picked it up.
Exactly. Never touch
Okay, so here it is. So you'll see that we have whatever's on this laptop is now a source on the TriCaster. But what's cool is that can be anything. So let's say we want to run the most amazing PowerPoint presentation ever. So you and I, let's say y'all are on camera and you're like, we're going to talk about successful business planning. So we're seeing this PowerPoint play in real time. It's okay. I mean, it's still boring. It's a static presentation.
23% of people give static PowerPoint presentations,
23?
but the smart ones actually run them through their TriCaster, and they switch back and forth using GoPro wide-angle super video.
So, but I want it to look better than that.
Okay.
So now we can
I'll
turn
get
on.
off the stage.
No, stop. So now my PowerPoint is finished running its cycle. And I'm gonna run it again, but this time I'm gonna put it into a special effect called a double box. So now you're on camera talking about it, so it just brings in that look of television. Everybody that watches cable news or national news, they've seen this look, and they may not know what a double box effect is or picture-in-picture, but it just makes it look more professional and polished, and hopefully helps people stay awake a little more because they get to look at Callie and John.
That's right.
You
can keep
Actually,
people
we're
on the
doing
screen.
the double box effect of you.
Dave, can you throw that
It's a
into-
double box of a
Dave,
double
Can
box.
we do a double box of a double box?
Yeah, Dave, throw that into like a double box, and it's like Inception.
So this could also be, it
Newception.
doesn't have to be PowerPoint. It could be video clips from YouTube. It could be, video from Skype. So here we have Anna Castro as our guest. And so, you know, this is the way our story could be told. So Callie and John are on camera, and they're getting ready to go live with a special guest, Anna Castro, and she's going to talk about her new book.
Hey Anna, we hear that you have an amazing book. Tell us about it.
And then we cut to that. She talks about her amazing book.
Stick her back in a box.
We give her a title.
Oh yeah, give her a title.
Then we stick her back in a box. And then she says, see you later.
Great.
And
Bye.
now we're back to Callie and John. But the cool thing is I'm hitting 3 things on the keyboard. That's it. It's so simple to do now. And it has the double boxes. But now...
So maybe you should come out with a keyboard that only has 3 buttons.
You actually...
3-button keyboard.
Or just put a little sticker on the one that matter.
How much does this cost? I want to know how much this costs.
Retails, they start at $59.95. So under $6,000. And it comes with the TriCaster Mini, the keyboard and the mouse, and you just have to have your monitor.
You throw in a monitor, plug in your cameras.
So 2 more things to show you.
Sorry,
Then we're going to be done. This is why Scott is here. So we have Scott on the green screen, and he looks very ninja-like. And I want to do a green screen shot, but if you look, we just set this green screen up in the corner of your studio, threw up a couple of lights, and you know I didn't really do a lot of calibration on the lighting. We got lights.
Well, we got double lights and everything else,
but I want to turn on green screen, so the key may not be perfect. I'm going to go ahead and warn you.
All right.
And we're just going to turn it on and see how it looks. Well, that's not too bad. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good actually for the situation we have here.
Yes, it's not bad at all.
Great.
Actually, I'm gonna do one thing. I'm gonna select the color green because you can actually use a color picker, and
so you're basically telling the system this is what is green. This is what I want you to remove from the backdrop.
Yep. And so now we've pulled out his green. And this is not perfect lighting, so it's not going to be perfect. But you'll see that the green screen wasn't wide enough for the camera. Okay?
Right.
So I can actually...
Hang on, what happens if I stick my hand in here?
Your hand will be keyed.
There you go.
But what's
That's
cool...
freaky.
But
How it does that in real time.
We don't not even zoom in. I can just crop out the garbage on the left side, and I can crop out the garbage on the right side.
That's amazing.
And now we have Scott.
Nice.
But what's cool is if we put him in a virtual set, now Scott is interviewing Anna in a multi-million-dollar studio. Now, I know you guys have an unbelievable facility, and we're in a real studio.
Right.
But virtual set
it doesn't look like that.
This could be done in a conference room. This could be done in your control room. So our goal is to take, if you're a corporate, doing a corporate product launch, and you just want to make it look bigger. You want to look more polished. You want to look like you're in a big studio. You can. And
you
because
want to be on a boat.
You can be on a boat, and I wanted you to do the rap when we do that segment.
I want to be on a boat.
So what's cool is in our virtual set technology, you can actually zoom the camera in. It doesn't have to just be static. So we're actually zooming the camera in on Scott and Anna, and it looks like we're in a $1 million studio. So that's pretty cool. It comes with like 20 virtual sets, so that you can actually pick different virtual sets. But you can also let me just pick a different virtual set just to show you that. And then I'm going to show you one more thing, and then we'll
Could
wrap
you
it
make
up.
your own too?
Oh yeah, but now he's in more of a kind of a new style virtual set. Let's see here. This is called a holographic virtual set.
Ooh, I like holograms.
I'm sure you have taken a panoramic photo before.
Yes.
All right, so watch this. If I take a panoramic photo of, let's see here. I'm on camera 3. Just 1 second. Okay, so if I go to our holographic virtual sets, we can actually import a panoramic photo, map it to the inside of the virtual sets, and now Scott is standing in the courtyard in front of the Eiffel Tower. So I'm gonna roll some video of Kiki, and then for fun I'm going to load up a different virtual set. So now we have Scott as our barista. He's behind the bar.
Her on a green screen, a totally different
video
clip of her in a green screen. You got him on a totally different green screen.
Yep.
Both superimposed into a 3D image that you're painting around.
That's right.
Can you do the same thing like in live, like she's in on kind of via Skype or whatever?
This could be all this is because I only have one green screen here. I'm just using a video clip.
Yeah.
But you could put whatever you want in that second channel.
Or if you had a giant green screen and you had 5 people, you could grab each one of them individually?
I would say in this version, 2 is a good.
Like 2, okay, all right, okay. So,
2 is a good goal.
Okay, so 2 people, and you could like just independently, even though they're both standing side by side on one green screen, you can move them around in your virtual world.
Yeah, you can position them like you know.
Could you turn them upside down?
Well, one
and,
of
like,
our buddies,
upside down?
one of our cool friends at New Tech, Tom Green, we were joking about the virtual holographic virtual sets. He said, "Next time I'm at Jimmy Kimmel's studio, I'm just going to do a panorama, and then I'm going to load it into the TriCaster. I'll be like, hey, we're here live at Jimmy Kimmel, until he gets the cease and desist letter. So
Right,
exactly.
of course.
But you know, but
now
the
you
cool
can
thing
do
is
more than 2 on the 8,000, or okay.
Yeah.
So,
So as you get into the Pro line, you can do tons and tons of layers. But this TriCaster Mini, you know, odds are, you know, we've given them the power they need to make a show look like TV, give it that polish of network television, but make it easy enough and portable enough that if they're a corporate marketing department, there are several ways you can get your show out. And I kind of mentioned it earlier. I mean, we can come out live from HDMI. I mean, through the HDMI outputs, and we can go to LCDs, so you can have them in your venue, closed circuit TV in your company, projectors in a church. You can also go out live to the web, so you can do live webcasts, and then you can also record it to the hard drive as full HD video so that you can either make DVDs, make it available on demand. You have a lot of choices, and we've also included the social media sharing features so that while my show's live, I could be publishing to YouTube, clips to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter.
What do you mean clips?
Like I could mark some clips, and actually while my show's still live, I could, you know, let's say it's a football game, and they're coming out of the half, and it's been a great half. You could put some clips in your DDRs. You could share those out, so there's like watch the second half.
Okay, hang on a minute. So let's say we were doing a sporting event, like you said.
Yeah.
We were watching a football game. Somebody just scored a touchdown. We could say,
share that.
Grab
touchdown.
the 10 seconds before, like that play that resulted in a touchdown.
Yeah,
we
you
could mark it, and
share
through
it.
the system, we could say share it to YouTube.
Yes.
And
that'll
while
upload
we're
while
still
we're doing
live,
it.
you're telling me the box has the ability to transcode that thing, export it,
What about titling?
upload it?
No,
tag?
it's just
gonna upload
now.
it.
Now, if your show, when you were recording the show, if you were putting titles in, those would all be. You basically you're just
Okay.
taking the content that's the program content of the TriCaster and sharing pieces while it's live. It's really pretty cool.
That is really cool.
So if we were doing our regular show, and I did something stupid,
everyone can know,
which
before
happens
the
a
end of
lot,
the show.
right? Let's
Yeah.
face it. Somebody could go in and grab just that thing while we're live and go, John P. just did this stupid thing, and just send it straight out of the
You could just
TriCaster.
create the John P. Does Stupid Things on YouTube channel and publish live.
And you just
from
bang
any
every
show.
stupid thing he does. That's
That
crazy.
is really, really
yeah, it
cool.
is.
But you know, it is really cool. So one other thing that's included that it's my grand finale.
Stop!
It's like-
You're filling my
I
head
know.
too much.
It's almost like a Ron Popeil commercial. It's like, now how much would you pay?
exactly.
Order now, get your bamboo owl wind chimes.
Spray on
Yeah,
hair.
I know. Couvre. Do you remember that? Anyway, so we have completely derailed. So, but you know, we actually include a lot of power under the hood. And so the idea in the TriCaster Mini is to make this available and accessible to anyone. Easy to use, portable, affordable. I mean, replacing, you know, 6 figures plus worth of equipment.
Yeah.
But we also want to have enough power under the hood that it's not a device that somebody buys and uses for 6 months and outgrows.
Yep.
So we, you know, all the layering and stuff that I've shown, you can get very complicated in there if you choose to. And there's a feature, we have automation built in. So like, let's say it's one person that wants to do a show. And so they want to pre-set up the entire show and then just go stand in front of the green screen and do it. I have a keyboard shortcut that's I call my finale.
Okay.
And this is my finale. You know what? I thought about putting Callie in there, but Scott, you're doing so good with the karate moves, I just want to leave you there. I'm just going to do Control-Alt-F for finale.
Okay.
And what this is going to do, I'm just going to reset it back to the factory defaults here. So it goes through and it kind of configures it back to when we started. And I'm going to do Control-Alt-F. And what it does, I'm not going to touch anything. It brings up our title graphics. So New Tech TriCaster Mini around the world. Scott, you're live in 3, 2, 1, and you're live.
Hey everybody, check it out. We're at the Eiffel Tower in Paris, checking out some amazing new technology. My name's Scott Carroll, and today we're
not touching it.
TriCaster Mini from New Tech. It lets people from around the world tell stories in new and creative ways. So you're not going to want to miss this. Don't go anywhere. Thanks for coming. Bye, Mom.
All right, but you see, so I could set up a complicated
time it
intro.
out, yeah.
And what's cool about that, let's say you're doing live from some awesome show. You could set up your intro so that it cuts to GoPros throughout your set,
Right. Yeah.
so that you're bringing in the audience and integrating the audience.
Yeah.
And we're live from XYZ show, and the crowd goes crazy, and it's all live, and they're tweeting out, "I'm live on GeekBeat."
Very
You know?
cool.
So that's the idea with it, and that power is under the hood of the TriCaster Mini, so that for $59.95 you have a very powerful live production solution that has tons of growth potential as your needs grow. But within 30 minutes, anybody can be up and running and doing their own live webcast.
Out of a backpack.
That is crazy.
Set up in 5 minutes, actually 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, that's right.
It was really 4, but
It was
it really
really
4?
but then you had to.
Well, it
turn
was
the
like
camera.
3 minutes.
Yes.
Today.
Really?
But when will they actually be available to ship?
Today.
Wow.
You have these manufactured and ready
We're not
to go in a box.
pre-ordering.
No pre.
It does sound like a Ron Popeil
No, it's
commercial.
today. It is available now. Call your reseller. Buy a TriCaster Mini today. Actually,
Tell them John and Callie sent you.
they are shipping today, and our resellers have stock. They pre-ordered stock, so if they're going to be in hot demand. So if you just now find out about it today and you call your dealer tomorrow, their
may
initial
or may
order
not
may be
have them,
sold
yeah.
out, but. We're
That
producing
is
them as
awesome.
fast as we can, and it
And
is
hey,
available
if you're
now.
in Canada, go get it from VideoLink.
Yeah. Does it include
Actually, I
the
don't know if they
backpack?
ship.
No.
Because you have
Oh,
a
the
sweet
backpack
new
is
tech
awesome.
backpack.
Yeah, this is a sweet Ogio backpack
Yeah.
that we had made, but I'm sure that there may be some backpacks available somewhere.
Okay.
I hear Dave Curley yelling dibs from the control room.
Okay, guys, I don't know what to tell you. That was awesome. That was truly our first look at the new TriCaster Mini. So for
Let
under
us
$6
know-
grand, let's
Yeah.
say I want to just think this through. Sorry, I was about to wrap
I
this up,
know.
but now I got to
Now
pull
you're
back.
not.
I got to
Okay.
pull back for a second.
Pull back.
So let's say that's about $6 grand,
Okay.
and then we spend a couple $100 on a monitor. We might want, let's say, 3 cameras. I want at least 3 cameras. I'm
Yeah.
going to say cameras are going to cost you $500 a piece.
Yeah.
Because I want you to have decent cameras. So that's with cabling, a couple of tripods. We're up to maybe
78.
8 grand. We'll call it 8 grand.
Yep. Green screen is about
Green
150
screen.
bucks.
150,
You
yeah.
need some LED lights and stands. Let's say
Under a
maybe
grand.
Yeah, under $1 grand. So we're
You're
under
way
10
under
grand.
10.
We're way
What-
under 10.
So what's great about
With the
that,
room.
if you're looking at like business video,
Yeah.
you pay your company and you want to do a marketing video, you're going to spend 10 grand on one video. And so with the TriCaster Mini, you can afford everything you need to do all of the aspects of this
Yeah.
video for less than the price of producing one video. And what's cool about that, let's say 6 months later you want to do training, you want to do a message to your employees that are remote. Now you have this in the can, ready to go
Yep.
to do live. One other thing I didn't mention is there's 2 versions of the TriCaster Mini.
Okay.
There's one for $59.95 that has 15 hours of recording and does not have the screen on the side.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And there's one for $79.95 that has 45 hours of recording and has the screen on the side.
Okay.
So you
Okay.
can pick whichever one
So
you
if
want.
you get the $8,000 version, then with everything else, you're right about 10 grand.
Yeah.
Right.
With everything.
You're still under the price of one single
Yeah.
marketing video.
Cool.
It's pretty amazing.
Very
Okay,
cool.
now we can
Now
wrap
we can
it
wrap
up.
it up.
All right.
Now that we have that under control. Thank you guys so much for joining in on the live stream, because we live streamed this, and watching the recorded version later. And if you have any questions, comment below. We will be paying attention, and we'll try and get all the answers for you.
That
And
is
of
true.
course, we're going to be